Hello, everybody. I am known as Tumultuous, the perception configurer. Of course, I gave myself the name, but why? What gives me the right to tell myself and you that I am a perception configurer? Who told me that your perception needs to be configured? What is perception anyway? To perceive. Why do they say perception is reality? Because it is. Think about it this way. You walk into a restaurant. Everything's beautiful, nice, spick and span. Servers have all their creases and all their shirts, white gloves. You walk into the bathroom, it's a shithole, literally. You're going to want to eat there? No. Even though the outside may look beautiful, because perception is reality. What you perceived in the bathroom is what you could imagine the kitchen being like. That server, when he goes behind the doors with his white gloves, picks his nose with it. You know what I mean? Perception is reality. And often in the restaurant industry, they tell you that how you present yourself on the floor is how guests will see you always. And that goes for people in general. If you've never met someone before and you're in a bad mood, they're going to think you're a dick all the time, because that is their perception of you. The way to become wise, and it does spark overnight, but it doesn't happen overnight, is to implement as much change as you possibly can to your daily routine. In my opinion, I'm not saying this is right, that's just the way I think. Because the more change you implement, the more perception you'll be able to get for normal everyday things. The way to learn a language, we've discovered recently, more efficiently, is to apply it to your life. It's not to sit there with a dictionary, word for word. It's to actually gain the mannerisms and body languages of the person speaking. Try to get as many words as you can without using a dictionary, because you learn better that way. If you're a bus driver, you don't need to know words like onion and apple and dog. You need to know left, right, stop, door, wheel. And if you're a cook, you know what I mean? Hand in hand. So perception is everything, because PTSD is perception. Your brain perceiving a loud noise being life-threatening, so it sends you a message to panic every time you hear one, is your perception of that loud noise being a life-threatening event, danger. If you implement change on a daily basis to the smallest things of your life, you will begin to see a different angle of things. And those things will grow into other things, and you will become addicted to seeing everything in a different light, to arguing, playing devil's advocate, even with yourself, proposing different ideas. You'll begin to understand people more and why they act the way they do. You could be angry with them and frustrated and disagree with their decisions, but you still are compassionate because you understand why they're behaving the way they are. And it is their fault, but you understand it. Once you understand it, you get a little bit less angry. If they don't want to hear your explanation, or they don't want to hear it, and maybe they know already, it is what it is. But trust me, as frustrated as you are, if you understand someone's actions, it grows a little bit less. So a wise person usually is never selfish. I've never met a wise person that was selfish, because I don't think they go hand in hand. You can't be wise if you're selfish. Usually people that are wise aren't eager to help, perhaps, but if they are presented with a scenario in which they could share, help, teach, enlighten, they will. In their own unorthodox way, perhaps, but share they will. They're not selfish. Because once a person reaches that level of intelligence and maturity, when they understand that the whole point of this is to give other people things that you have and they don't. Not forcefully, but if the chance calls for it. Because everything you have inside of your mind, you're lucky to. Even if you worked hard for it, you're still lucky to have it. And if it's easy for you to explain that to someone, you should not, and you will not, be selfish about it and not do it. Because then if you would, you're not wise. You're just an asshole, an intelligent asshole. Usually wise people are wise old men, because it takes us a long time as humans to realize, and only once we start not really giving a shit because we're on our way out, that sharing is really the way to go. That's why I'm doing all of this. There are a lot of people on here that do listen and get inspiration from my words, and I could not be more grateful for them. There's other people that think I'm full of shit, which is great too. I need both. If everyone just praised me, I would have too much of an ego, and a guy like me wouldn't end pretty for anyone. So I do need the critics, the cynics, the microphone haters. And I smile at them, because I know why they're acting the way they are. And I can't be mad, because if you're listening, whether you hate me or love me, you're still listening, so it's good. And I hope to change and configure some perceptions, because information is powerful and useful. But without perception, that information is worthless. Happy thinking. See you soon.